We're out in the Rover. It's a beautiful day. I've just been to the BMC Leyland Show at the British Motor Museum. Not many P5s there though. Obviously a lot of more modern Rovers and some P6s. But anyway, I've got a few clips of some more interesting cars. Although they're all interesting. I mean, I quite like Allegros, but I didn't take much video of things like that. But anyway, I will edit the video and you'll see that now. But the Rover's running fine. Apart from I almost just ran out of petrol. I forget that the gauge isn't very accurate, and yeah, I was a bit worried on the very worried on the motorway. It was getting towards empty. Anyway, just filled up and heading back on one of the hottest days of the year. So I'm not going to talk for long because I need to get the window open. It's very hot. But I haven't done a lot on the Rover, unfortunately. Just other things on the house and everything else. But it's running well. No problems, touch wood. You'll see, I'll show you a little bit of the bodywork. I need some bodywork doing. The paint has cracked really badly over the winter on the wing and the boot, so I'm going to have to get a little bit of bodywork done. But mechanically I just need to finish the interior. I really need to try and finish it. But it's usable and it's, you know, it's roadworthy and nice to drive. Although the front wheels need balancing as well. There's a bit of a wobble at 65, so I'm just staying about 60. Which, to be honest, in this car, it really needs better gearing for the motorway. I mean, it's doing almost 3,500 RPM now, and I'm doing 60. So yeah, it's not ideal for the motorway, but just tootle along at 60 and it's happy. So I'll let the video run a little bit and then I will cut to some shots and some commentary on the day out at Gaydon. So if you've never been to the British Motor Museum, it's well worth a day out. It holds the world's largest collection of historic British cars. I think there's about 400 cars there. It's at Gaydon in Warwickshire, just off junction 12 of the M40. It's in some really beautiful countryside. It's a modern building, opened in 1993, so well worth a day out if you're ever in the area. This was one of the few P5s or P5Bs I saw at the show. This was in one of the display areas. It's a zircon blue Rover P5B from 1970 or 71, I think. Really immaculate condition. I actually wanted zircon blue car. I ended up buying mine, which was Admiralty blue, so really good condition, much better condition than my P5B, almost immaculate. This was a Humber Super Snipe, I think. I'm not an expert on Roots Group cars. I just love 1960s executive cars though. This was really a direct competitor to the P5 and P5B. It launched in 1958, the same year as the P5. It ended up having a 3-litre engine, same as the P5, although the P5B had the 3.5-litre V8. And although this isn't immaculate, I just love the styling of this car. It's got something of the Christine about it. And as I say, it's just, I think this is a Series 5. It's just a really nice thing, although it's far from immaculate. But, you know, it's been used and it's a lovely old thing. As with the Rover P5, a lot of the sales brochures used illustrations which tended to flatter the car quite a lot. They always looked longer and lower than they were in reality. But as I say, it's not unique to Roots Group. Rover did very much the same. That didn't really change until they started using photography in the 60s. There were a lot of competition cars there as well. BMC and Leyland spent quite a lot of money on competition. You can see here a BMC 1800. really wide selection. You can see here a TR7. If you grew up in the 70s like I did, you'll remember having spent Saturday afternoon watching Grandstand or World of Sport, where the TR7 always, in my memory, seemed to be on the TV in rallies, as you can see here. And those flying plug hole spotlight covers were really quite an iconic thing. And you can get a Scale Extric set with 2 TR7s in it as well. You can see here some more of the competition cars, massive number of them, all the way up to Maestros and things like that. So a really good selection of competition cars. This was a beautiful thing. It is the British Leyland Special Tuning Service. I don't know if this was built by BMC, but it's obviously a custom-made vehicle. You could drive a car inside it and work on it. Looks as though it's got Farina tail lamps, maybe from Morris Oxford or something like that, but a really beautiful vehicle. And there were some Allegros, which I have a really sentimental soft spot for. So these cars are Rover's gas turbine models. So Rover, after World War II, they'd learned a lot about building jet engines, and they really took the gas turbine seriously. The car on the right is the kind of development mule. The one in the middle, I think, was called the T3, and it was built in 1956. It almost looks production ready, but obviously it wasn't. The car on the left was called the T4, and that was actually basically built on a P6 chassis and body. Although the T4 on the left actually was built in 1961, which was 2 years before the P6 launched. So it was almost like a concept car for what was coming, and gave a sneak peek at some of the P6's styling. And this was the Queen's P5B. The Queen apparently really liked the P5 and P5B. She had several P5s and then 2 P5Bs. I think she had the last one that came off the production line in 1973. This was a custom colour, custom build for her. Apparently the last one had some special kind of security features. It's as I say, a custom colour. It's not the standard Rover green colour. Obviously in immaculate condition, with very recognisable registration number. I really love this photo. I assume this is from a horse trial or something like that, and the Queen looks very queenly there. She looks like she's got some serious attitude. This photo, I'm assuming, is maybe Windsor, showing the Queen driving that car that we just saw in the Motor Museum. This was called the Road Rover, and this was developed in 1958, I think. Rover were looking at building a car somewhere between the Land Rover and the road-going cars. Obviously, later on they'd launched the Range Rover. This was kind of like a prototype Range Rover. Although they didn't proceed with this, it wasn't until 1966 that they started really seriously looking at building the Range Rover. So this was called the Road Rover. It had the P5 instrument binnacle inside, basically just a kind of development hack. And here's my car. You can see the horrendous paint on the front left wing. It's just cracked and it's really thick. There's no filler that I can see, but it needs respraying. So my car, didn't bother showing this because it's a bit embarrassing, the state of the front wing and the boot lid as well. So that was it. That was the day out at the British Motor Museum for the BMC and Leyland Show. Well worth a visit, and I will see you in the next video.